Hey, it's Chris here today from Huckabones Equipment, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the KX033. So it's going to be an overview video, doing what we always do, start at the front, working our way back, pointing out all the key features. So stick with us. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the KX033. As you'll see, there is a selection of them here. We just got the container load in yesterday. Again, you'll notice the first one here is a U35. The rest are all KX033. So how many can you get in a container? Apparently it's 5. I didn't know that, so yeah. What is a KX033? So again, the predecessor to that was the KX91. Now it's the KX033. I would imagine the next 18 months or maybe even shorter than that, you're going to be hearing about the new KX033, a -5. That's going to be following along with the new ones. Until then, we have this style here that we're going to be talking about today. So where does it fall into the lineup? So KX033, it is smaller than the 040 and it is bigger than the 30. So in that KX lineup, just to kind of jump into it too, is there is 2 different lineups in the excavator world for Kubota. So you have the EU series, like what's here, which is a minimal tail swing, and then the regular tail swing is the KX lineup. So right in between the 030 and the 040 is the 33, and that's what we're going to start with today. We'll start at the front and start talking about it now. As we always do, we're going to start out front here. We'll start talking about that quick attach. As you'll see, it is not mounted on there. Why is that? Well, these, as I mentioned, just came in yesterday. They come from Japan. So the excavator lineup is mostly out of Japan, whereas the quick attaches come from wherever they've landed, kind of idea. So in Canada, there is a few different quick attaches available through Kubota themselves. So we have the standard H&H one that's been around forever, and then we also have the premium quick attach that comes out of Kotec out of Quebec. So even just within Kubota Canada, there's a couple different options. And there is a lot of aftermarket companies that make quick attaches for Kubota. And then you zoom it out even further, in the North America, you're probably looking at dozens and dozens of different quick attaches that you can pop on the front. So whenever you move on from the quick attach, you've selected which one you want, there is going to be a wide selection of buckets. Here at Huckabones, we try and undersize it. The standard bucket is still recommended for a KX033 is going to be a 24-inch. It's virtually the same bucket that you get on a KX040. So it gets quite heavy whenever it's out all the way. So we try and bump it down to an 18, and you can go down to a 16 as well. It works perfect for the KX033. And again, same with the ditching bucket. Standard to be like a 36, you can go down to a 30 or up to a 42. 36 is probably the max you want to get in a ditching bucket. Then after that, there is a selection of whatever you want to get on there. Whether you want a small trenching bucket right up to a full size, like I said, 42-inch ditching. Moving a little bit farther back up here is you'll see the diverter valve. That's to work with your thumb kind of idea. You don't have to do anything. It's going to work perfect. It's whenever you put an attachment on. So that diverter valve now, whenever you get up to an 040, 57, 080, is now been bumped out into functionality with the cab. Basically, you just press a couple buttons inside the cab and it'll switch where that oil's going. The old style was you got that tool out, you installed your breaker, and then just turn that diverter valve, and then you were powering up your implement there to make it work. So simple, simplistic. It's the way it was for the last X amount of years. Like I said, just the new ones coming out have all changed, but the old ones were all that style. So if it isn't broke, don't fix it. It works perfect. No real issue unless you start putting lots of different attachments on there. So. And for the blade, I'm going to point out that there's an angle blade right down there. You're going to have B-roll over that. Not even going to see me, even though you're focused in, like zoomed right in. And like your hands are going everywhere. As I mentioned, this is a -4, so it doesn't come with updated lighting. So you'll still see the halogens. It's not LED. Not a huge thing. You can definitely upgrade it if need be. Just the way things were and have been with Kubota. They're a little bit behind on that, but the new ones will have LEDs. I should be remiss if I forgot to mention it right off the top here. This is the only one in Kubota's lineup where you can get an extendable arm. Whenever you have an extendable arm on the 33, there is no thumb available. It just extends out from there. It is the only one in the Kubota lineup that is available with it. It's kind of like the 040 and the 6-way blade. It is the only one in that lineup that has a 6-way. This one is the only one with the extendable arm. Pretty awesome. Don't see too many of them. When they first came out, there was kind of an initial rush, but haven't seen many sales or retails throughout the Kubota landscape here in Canada that have been moving them, but they are still available. When we start talking about options, here is the blade. So this is a straight blade. It is possible to get the angle blade with it. Depends what you're looking to do. We sell a lot more straights than angles, but at the end of the day, it's up to the operator what they want to see. Again, angle's nice that it bumps it out a little bit better, gets you more stability, and then also angles. So whenever you're filling in trenches, works great. Whenever you talk about tracks with the 33, it's basically only going to be rubber from Kubota Canada. You can get aftermarket steel on that, but 99% of the sales you're going to see out there is going to be on rubber. So okay, so we moved into the cab here. It's what you're going to recognize if you've stepped in an excavator of Kubota's for the last 10-15 years. It's very similar to what you've seen. It's a nice clean cab, very efficient. Everything's where you want it to be, starting with this window. So again, you can imagine whenever you got this closed-in cab and you got somebody on the stick out there helping you out and they're not listening. So you want to yell at them, you roll up this door. It's nice, slick and simple. You now have full vision and you can yell at them as much as you want and they will hear you. After that, it's nice and easy to put it back down because it's a nice cool day. And there you go. After that, the controls, very similar to what you see in a current model and what you see in past models. So whether it be your foot controls here, switching from AB pattern. Whenever I mean AB pattern, it's more commonly referred to Cat or John Deere controls. It's nice and slick and easy to change between the two, depending on which one you're more comfortable with. All Kubotas have that, and it's nice to have, especially whenever you're jumping between machines. And again, everything's kind of laid out how you want. Some of the odd things you'll see is it's already pre-wired with speakers, and for radio mounts here, it's not an easy way to adjust your volume. Again, I'm left-handed, I gotta reach fully across. If you're right-handed, you're probably reaching kind of like this to turn the volume, change your channels. A little bit awkward, a little bit hard to get at. But again, you still have your tunes for the day. After that, your heat and air conditioning is all off to the one side here, and then you have your throttle controls there. Nice, slick, easy. Nice thing with the throttle is it does have a button there with the call auto throttle. It's nice, so if you're digging a hole, you have it at 2,000, 2,500 RPM. So you have it at like 2,000 RPM, and you stop for 30 seconds. Well, it actually goes down to an idle, so it's nice that way. Whenever you're digging, doing stopping and everything, it saves fuel. Basically, at the end of the day, is what it's doing, and it makes it nice and easy. Let's say you want to go stop for a few minutes and leave the machine idling while you're talking to somebody. It does it automatically while you're talking. So it's nice that way. It's nice system. After that, whenever we jump up and talk about the screen here, there's not a whole lot to talk about. It is a very basic system. It's the one that Kubota ran with for roughly 15 years, and it works. It tells you what you need to know when you need to know it. That's why you update machines, right? So if you get into a Dash 5 now, it is more money for a Dash 5, and one of the things you get is a nice screen there. That makes it nice and easy to navigate. Whereas this one, not too bad, tells you the information you need to know when you need to know it. So not too bad that way. Possibly this fall, pretty much guaranteed by next year, you will be seeing the Dash 5s out there through Kubota with a redesign on this machine. But until then, this is the interior you have, and it is a very bang-up job and very simplistic. Wanted to point it out to you, as I mentioned off top, there's the U lineup and the KX lineup. So it is very easy to see out back here the two differences here. So you'll see the KX hangs out over the back, and the U is still tucked in there, so whenever you turn over to the side, it's still pretty much even with that track. So that means if you're working close to a building or whatnot, you can basically spin a U series right around and not have to worry about rubbing, whereas a KX, it's something you have to pay attention to that you can't get as close as you can with a U. So, okay, so we moved around here to talk about this engine here. So speaking again on the U35 and the KX033, this is as big as you can get in the Kubota excavator lineup and stay under emissions. So as I mentioned before, it used to be a KX91 that this unit replaced. So the 91 had more horsepower at the end of the day, less hydraulic flow. So whenever the 33 came out, they bumped it under that 25 horsepower, kind of like they do on the LX 26. So under 25 horsepower, so the hydraulic flow actually went up with less horsepower. But at the end of the day, so it is a little 3-cylinder Kubota diesel in there, powering everything. Nice thing too is this is the beginnings of your air conditioning. So anything smaller than this that has a cab from Kubota in the excavator lineup will have heat but no air. So this is the beginnings of it. Lots of great power, easy to access things. Again, being a small little engine in here, there is lots of room to work in and on there. Whenever you need to, it's easily accessible for all those, whenever you're doing your daily checks and everything, your dipsticks and everything, nice and easy. Same idea whenever you get along the side here. This is now dealing with all your hydraulics. Nice and easy to get at, even the battery, if you ever need to get at it, it's right there. Your screens and everything, easy to remove and clean. It's just simple, and and that's what it is with a KX33. So, all right, that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about the KX33 and what it brings to the lineup. If you're looking for any stats or statistics on it, make sure to check the brochures or our website. They'll go into great detail about all the digging depths and everything that you'll want to know. If you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe. If you have any comments, please down below. Thank you.